I don't believe in this win-win mentality when it comes down to development. Fader, playing in the senior national team, but then I still like pick her and play her for the under-20s because she's eligible. SAF and KFC might have the most craziest rule I've ever come to know. You can actually jump from under-17s and go play senior national team, but you can't go under-17s and play under-20s. Assalamu alaikum. I suppose in many respects I've not really had a chance to sort of address the media or speak to anybody with regards or in anything in depth with regards our Asian Cup, so our AFC Cup exploits, but we obviously come back and we sort of move into like a different phase now, which is like phase 2, which is the under-20 SAF. Obviously, we've got a lot of new players, got 7 players that actually participated in the 23-man squad in Myanmar, Yangon. So a lot of the girls are well versed in terms of actually sort of expectations and what we're looking for. I know everybody looks at it and says it's I don't look at it as a win-win scenario. For me, I just think it's a great opportunity to actually blood new players. It reminds me a little bit of like Kosafa in Africa, which plays like sort of second fiddle to the AFCON, and so you've got like SAF, which is one of the sort of the sort of, I wouldn't say mediocre tournaments, but a tournament which is basically under 20s, which is great. Is a great development tournament. And I think it should be used as that as well. I don't believe in this win-win mentality when it comes down to development. I do believe in using it as a great opportunity to actually blood new players. We've got a pool of players. We've got to try and give them all an opportunity. But I think the most important thing is we want to go about it the right way, and me being me and the players being the players. You want to make a good impression and you want to win football matches and put points on the board, because at the end of the day that's what it's all about. Obviously since coming back we've been straight into it. We're at it this morning in the pouring rain, early hours, 5:36, and it's just about bringing the girls back down to earth without a bump. It's like bringing them back down to earth in a manner where get them back into reality, make them realise the responsibilities, the roles and responsibilities. We're chasing a little bit of time, but we'll be ready. We'll put out a competitive team, and I know full well as we progress, we'll improve and get better. But we've got some good young players, and a lot of people talk about eligibility in terms of saying, somebody asked me today about why is Fader, playing in the senior national team, but then I still like pick her and play her for the under-20s because she's eligible. SAF and KFC might have the most craziest rule I've ever come to know. You can actually jump from under-17s and go play senior national team, but you can't go under-17s and play under-20s. Now, I think that's complete madness, and I don't think it's a really good development model. However, it is what it is. So the reason why people like a Fader and Shapner and Monkey and all those 7 girls who were involved in that under-20 squad is because they're eligible. Because there's 3 or 4 girls, Pretty, Arpiti, Yezan, Megla, who I would love to bring and give them an opportunity at under-20 level. But because of that ruling, you're not allowed to. So, I'm none the wiser, so it is what it is. And so there is some sort of like, I would say, a discrepancy with regards development, because if that were the case, Wayne Rooney or something like that, when they were coming through David Beckham, they would never be able to go and play and work their way through the system. It'd have to be under 16, 17 straight to senior national team. So yeah, it's a little bit strange. So we're having to sort of deal with that, and but the girls are ready. and we're just going to have to manage the workload in terms of actual game time to rest, recovery, and playing games. But we don't really alter it or change it in terms of. I think if you look at modern day trends, you know, I'm not the type of person who's going to sit deep in a low block and, you know, try and play counter-attack football. I find that quite tedious and boring. I think people want to see entertaining football. You know, it's risk reward. It's the way I've always, you know, some people think that we play 3-4-3. We don't play 3-4-3. That's just it. And I think football's all about interpretations. You know, I'm a technical coach who gets out of the grass and makes a difference. And the only place you can actually improve teams is not in offices. It's not in boardrooms. The only way you is getting on a training ground and working on defending practices, building platforms, you know, midfield, you know, rotational, you know, work within your midfield and work with your forwards. I think the most important thing is that whether it's a high line or a mid block or whatever, I think that you've got to be able to educate and execute programs which actually help players such as Feda, Kwati who's come in and has done fantastically well. And it suits her because she's quick, and you know, a lot of people turn around and say, you know, we're a slow back four. We don't. Actually, we're deceptively slow. But I just think it's all about perceptions, and it's how people go about the work. And I would never be critical of somebody who works a certain way. You know, I work the way I work, and it's got me results and helps a lot of federations and associations develop players, good defend. Because defending is all about good principles. And it's about being brave.